At 10 p.m. on January 31st, 2012, a 23-year-old man named Chen Rongyu walked into an internet cafe in New Taipei City, Taiwan. The cafe had a front counter where a cashier would check you in and sell you snacks and drinks. Behind the cashier were all these long rows of tables with different computer stations at them. And there was at least about 30 people already sitting behind each of these terminals. And so Chen walked up to the counter and paid for some time. He also bought a soda. He found an empty computer, sat down, and immediately fired up his favorite game, League of Legends. League of Legends is a multiplayer online battle arena game that's extremely popular all over the world, and Chen took this game very seriously. He routinely would spend 8-hour-long marathon sessions at this internet cafe just playing League of Legends to try to level up. He immediately locked in and he was in his first battle. Hours had gone by and he hadn't even gotten up. And then eventually, a couple times he got up to get a soda refill and to get a snack. And so all night he's just on this game. By a little after noon on February 1st, Chen had been gaming nearly non-stop for 14 hours. And right at that moment, he was in the middle of this really intense match where his team was about to get knocked out by this really good opponent. And if Chen could just lock in, they could pull out a win. And then he geared up for the big strike. Right as he did, something went wrong. About 9 hours later, around 9 p.m., the cashier at this internet cafe grabbed her clipboard with all the information about each of the customers and how long they had paid for, and then she began making her rounds. Per usual, nobody looked up at her. And all these people at all their terminals were heads down, fully focused on their game. And so she began going one person to the next, being like, hey, are you good? Did you pay for your time? Are you gonna be here any bit longer? And eventually she got to Chen. Chen was focused on this game entirely to the point where when she said, hey, your time is up. You've been here for 24 hours. You paid for 8 or 9 or whatever it was. Chen didn't even look up at her. And she kind of tapped his shoulder and Chen leaned back. And when he did, and the cashier got a good look at him, she screamed. It would turn out Chen had gotten his wish. He had come to this cafe 24 hours earlier and been totally left alone. He got to exclusively play his game in his own world. The whole time he was here, no one had even looked at him, because if they had, they would have seen something was horribly wrong. Here's what the cashier saw. This is a picture of Chen. And Chen is in full rigor mortis, because 9 hours earlier, when he was in the middle of that really intense fight with that opponent who was about to beat Chen and his team, well, he was so amped up that Chen had a heart attack and died. And for the 9 hours after he died, when he was still in the same position he was in playing the game, nobody noticed. He just sat there appearing to be fully alive, locked into the game like everybody else, but he was actually dead. And so it wasn't until the cashier tapped Chen on the shoulder and he rocked backwards that she realized he was actually dead. Chen's family would later say that he had pre-existing heart issues that very likely contributed to his fatal heart attack.